You might find what's coming next cool, but we'll see. So we are at our new house. I'll show you a little bit of that in a little bit. You gotta wait. But this is Tyler's girlfriend's car, Allison's car. And Allison's car self-identifies as the Exxon Valdez. All you older guys will know who that is. All the young guys are going, who's that Exxon Valdez? Exxon Valdez was an oil tanker that ran aground and had a big, huge oil leak. Thus, Toyota keeps leaking oil in the driveway for some reason. So we're gonna try to figure out that. And it also kind of sounds a little bit like a Johnny Popper tractor when you fire it up. I think it's got an exhaust leak somewhere, but we have never looked at anything on this car. Allison moved up with us and brought this beautiful piece of machinery with her, and we have not done any maintenance to it. I think some maintenance was done for her before she left California, maybe, but the old girl's in need of some love. So we're gonna try to do a little bit of maintenance today. I know it's not a great, huge project like we usually try to have for you guys, but these are the other things that happen when you're not doing cool projects and changing bad transmissions and welding up cool things. You get to work on stuff like this. We're in the garage-ish because I'm still trying to move in, and this is all of my junk. And basically all of that junk over there on the other side, on this side of the buggy, is supposed to go in the shop. You show you the shop, but it's not very impressive. It's a big pile of metal out in the back. And I don't know if you can see over that way. So we have two huge, medium-sized rock piles over here. All of those boxes that say do not crush over there, that's all shop. So that is getting put over there, but it took us a while to get moved into the house. So we have forgone the shop until we can get everything really going and moved into the house. That's the next project. I don't know if you should tell my wife or not. She's got a whole lot of stuff she wants done in there, but I think that needs to happen pretty soon. I think it's gonna be good. But the beautiful 4Runner. Let's get the hood popped and see what we can find underneath. Somebody's got too much stuff in the garage, and it's not conducive to fat kids. That tells me there hasn't been a whole lot of preventative maintenance being done here. Seems as that thing.
Or maybe too much preventative maintenance.
Oh yeah, maybe that's it. They overworked the latch on the hood. Okay, let's see. Well, it looks like it has all its parts. And surprisingly enough, I was expecting to find a whole bunch of greasy nasty up in here, and I'm not seeing any. It could be good, could be bad. Could be bad for the fact of it may not have any oil in it. It also could be bad at the fact that that means the leak is underneath someplace, which means we got to crawl around to the floor. All right, dipstick of truth. Well, it touches. That's good, right? I was half expecting it not. Ow! It pinched me. Talking bad about Toyota, baby. So it's about a quart low, it looks like, which isn't horrendous. I thought it was going to be way worse, seeing as the UFO marks that it's been leaving in the yard. I really think transfer case is what's leaking, Ty.
You think so?
I think so. Let's give us some update on the front right here. Did you set the parking brake when you pulled it in? Probably ought to do that. All right. She seems pretty safe right there. I heard that our leakiness is coming from back here. U-joint's good, isn't it? Exhaust doesn't seem to be all broken out or anything. We can check to see whether these bolts are tight in the back of the transfer case, because appears to be leaky from back here. I'm gonna need to get a flasher lighter device. But it's also got two different lights. And these things also are magnetic. Very nice. Snap on. They take my money a lot. The frame's got some greasiness on it, but I'm not seeing any leakage. That's weird. I wonder why that is. That exhaust isn't loose Wiggle that exhaust on your side. Does it seem to be loose or anything?
Most definitely not.
Huh.
I think it's rock solid.
That's quite interesting. I expected to find a big old crack or something in the exhaust. Because it does sound weird. But I'm not seeing any leakage. I'm not seeing any funkiness there. Transfer case is a little moist. No, it looks like it's in pretty decent shape. Well, we'll look from the top and see if it's got maybe something that's yuck that we missed. But all in all, that doesn't look too bad. I'll get a ratchet and I'll check those bolts and make sure they're tight. But it looks like the transfer case may have been serviced at one point and they separated it. Or maybe that's just how Toyota did that. Let me grab a ratchet and some millimeter sockets. We shall see if that stuff's tight. Leaking from that. That's tight. I wonder if the transfer case went out of this at some point. That's tight. Okay, well, all the bolts holding it together are tight. So we'll need to do some research and see. Those of you guys that know more than us about Toyotas, what seals this 4Runner shift module to the transfer case? It's all the bolts are tight, so it's not like it's waddling around or anything. But it's definitely got a leak. Doesn't seem to be coming out of the split in the case. The tail housing's not loose. My lack of Toyota knowledge is not surprising that I don't know. I mean, these marks look like it's never been serviced. This one doesn't line up, so the fill line looks like maybe somebody filled it. I'm not exactly sure. With that said, I mean, doesn't seem to be anything too wonky with that. So we'll just let that go. We'll figure out at a later date what's causing that leak. Have to do some YouTube University and figure out what seals that stupid thing. I'm sure you guys know. You just tell us. You make our life so much nicer. You just tell us what seals that off. There's got to be a bunch of Toyota guys out there. I'm not seeing anything that screams at me, hey, I got a broken exhaust. I'll fire this thing up, see if it still sounds like a old Johnny Popper tractor. We'll see if we can't fix that hood latch so that we can actually check the oil in it. Okay, let's go from upstairs. All right, we told you we'd be back with you when we got back to the top of the motor. I'm looking about to see if I can't find something. One to tell me where that oil is coming from, because everything up here looks as dry as a popcorn fart. I'm not seeing any oil at all. I'm confused. I mean, it's so dry that I would have swore that this car hadn't run in 2 or 3 years, but we know that it gets driven. Woo! I got impaled by a jack handle. That would have been bad. It's got a CarQuest oil filter on it. It doesn't look like it's horrendously dirty.
Grandpa took really good care of it.
I'm wondering if maybe, because that CarQuest oil filter is above a plastic shield, I'm wondering if it spilled a bunch of oil underneath it and it's just been wicking it out. The transfer case is definitely something going on with that. But, well, all right, we're going to go look in our archives and see if we have a quart of oil for this thing, because we might, but it's over there someplace. And then we'll come back, we'll do a startup for you, see if we can figure out what's going on with that. Other than that, I'm thinking might be okay.
A little corrosion.
The stuff growing on there, that's not usually good. And that battery looks like it might be a day or two old. Oh yeah, here, let's show you something. This is probably what's going on with it. 11 of 2018. I don't know how to tell you this. That battery has given way more than it was designed to give. This is a 5-year warranty on this battery. So really the manufacturer's planning on it living 6. Okay, mathematician, how many years ago was 2018?
6, 7.
7.
Gonna be 8 years.
Well, at the end of this year is 11. So it's 7 years old. They would tell you this battery has lived its life. So if it sits for several days and it slow cranks a little bit, that's what's going on. But if you're driving it every day to work or whatever, till it quits, it's fine. Usually cold will cause them to quit, and the heat sometimes, but cold start is usually the hardest thing on them. All right, so we're gonna do a startup. Not doing it. Sounds good. It's weird, the other day when it started up, it sounded like it had a really bad exhaust leak, but I think she just needs a tune-up.
Who knows?
Probably needs spark plugs. Probably never had spark plugs. Supposed to be able to pinch them and pop them off, but the fact that they have probably never been unplugged. Oh, wow. More Snap-on guy. I don't have the proper socket for this, so we're just gonna wing it. All right, that ratchet can live right there on the floor. Those plugs look pretty new to me.
Dang clean.
I don't know. I expected some pretty ugly plugs to come out of there. That plug's nice and clean. Let's hook the scanner up to it and see what the scanner says for readings. All right, so we put it on the Coda Reader, run through everything. Everything seems to be happy. We thought maybe we would see a misfire or a O2 sensor that was out of range. Everything looks good. We did clear a fault for the TPMS sensors, tire pressure monitoring system sensors. It's not seeing those. I have a guess. I haven't done the YouTube University thing yet, but I have a guess that it has a aftermarket stereo in it, and that the reporting for the TPMS may have gone through the stock stereo. Do some off-camera looking for that, but I think that might be the problem there. And it's just mad because it doesn't see the tire pressure monitoring system. Other than that, everything looks good. It needs a little bit of oil. You saw the spark plugs look great. I think we need to figure out that one issue where the actuator controller for the transfer case is leaking a little bit. But other than that, I think she's good to go. All in all, things look way better than we had initially thought. The leak is a minor leak back at the transfer case. No motor leak found. Spark plugs look surprisingly great. I was expecting to find some real yuckiness in there, but nothing bad. The exhaust leak sound that we had originally heard miraculously healed itself. Apparently Toyotas are self-healing. I don't know. But it does need a quart of oil. Tyler will get that taken care of. In all of our craziness here, I don't know where my oil's at. So he'll head to the parts house and grab that, take care of that. But we're gonna move on from this, get this out of here, and find something else. You might find what's coming next cool, but we'll see. Hey, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.